recovery. Go now. She closes the door. Yes. After the funeral, Carolyn's most pressing concern is trying to decide, should she use 28-point font or 36-point font on her calling cards, because now she could announce to everybody that she was the Mrs. and there's a knock on her door. And she goes to the door, and here's her nephew. It's William, Charlotte's oldest son. She comes in. Come in, William. What is it, William? William comes in. Oh, Auntie, I have 2 things to tell you. First of all, I want to thank you so much for all of your care and concern that you showed to my mother over, her illness and the flowers. Thank you so much. And Carolyn says, I think about her constantly. Yes, William. And then William tells her, and one other thing, Auntie, I want you to be the first to know and receive my wife's calling card, and here she is. My wife is now the Mrs. And Carolyn goes, what is this? What are you talking about? And William says, well, from my mother now, the title comes to my wife. And Carolyn says, all right, that's my title. And William says, your title? That's not your title. That went from Grandma to my mother and then down to me. And Carolyn says, that's my title. I've been waiting 33 years for your mother to kick that butt. I mean, that's my title. And they start fighting. And the newspapers pick this up in New York, the battle over this name, and everybody's kind of snickering. Here are these 2 family members fighting for this title. And you ask, what was the title? The title was, who would be called the Mrs. Astor? The Mrs. Astor. Today we hardly realize it, but that the Astor family were like the virtual kings and queens of New York for 150 years. They were immensely powerful. They controlled and influenced elections, building codes, where mass transit or roads went. They influenced who was on the A list and who was on the way out. By being invited to a party by the Astors, you were on the top of society. If they had a party and you weren't there, you'd be polishing shoes in the morning. They were immensely... Mrs. Astor influenced fashion. She was so powerful. If she came out with a black choker with a red ruby, that was fashionable. You had to have a black choker.